Sharabh, you can start now. Hello, Sharabh. Sharabh, you can start now. Hello, Sharabh.
So, hello everyone. I am Sharabh Agrawal, CSE Part 2, and member of CPG Group Corps IIT BHU. So, today we are going to provide a proper roadmap for you all guys, starting from the very beginning. We are going to introduce you with all the major coding platforms, and then we will cover the most common question asked by you, that is, how to begin with CP and what all resources we should follow. Then coming to the major opportunities, followed by an important announcement in the end. And finally, there will be a doubt session if the time allows. So let's begin with the coding platforms. As you already know, these are the major coding platforms, that is HackerRank, CodeForces, and CodeChef. So we are going to discuss about it in bit detail. So first one is HackerRank, and Ankit is going to continue further. So Ankit.
Hello, Sharabh. Can you please confirm if the screen is visible?
Wait. Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. So, hello, guys. I'm Ankit Kumar Sharma, your intermediate senior, and also a member of COPS IIT BHU. And I am going to tell you about HackerRank. So, let's begin with it. Yes, so HackerRank, as your mentors have already told you, that it is the best platform to start with CP, as it has the bunch of problems ranging from easy to medium level, and it also offers you a very friendly UI, which helps you to start with the CP. And I'm going to show you how to sort problems and how to solve problems on the basis of tags in a little while. So let me show you. If you want to start with C++, just click on the link here on the presentation. We'll be sharing the presentation with you as well, so no need to worry about that. So this is the basic problem set of HackerRank, and here are a list of problems. And um, on the right hand side, you will see you can sort the problems on the basis of difficulty, that is easy, medium, or hard. So since you are just a beginner, you can start solving from easy. If you know a bit about CP and if you know a bit about C++, then you don't need to go and solve these problems. You can start from medium. You can also sort problems on the basis of tags. Like if you want to solve the basic problems, you click on introduction, and all the problems related to introduction will be listed in front of you, and you will be able to solve them. And similarly, strings and else. So to start with, we are discussing four major tags, and the tags are implementation, brute force, number theory, and greedy. So implementation is, as the word suggests, what question says is what you code. If the question suggests, if the question asks you to find the maximum of an array, you just do what it says. Or sometimes the question is not that straightforward, because the questions are the problem statements. Means the questions have a problem statement, and it might be little confusing, but in the end you just have to implement what it says. So that type of questions comes under implementation category. The next set of problems are brute force. Brute force is like trying all the possible combinations, trying all the possible solutions, and then you have to pick the best one, which will be your answer. And the third one is number theory. Number theory comprises of all the problems related to maths, be it permutation combination, be it GCD, LCM, and all such stuffs. So number theory has a list of all those questions. The greedy. Greedy is basically brute force, but you have to build your answer. It means that you have to intelligently implement your brute force code, so that you start building your answers right from the beginning, and in the end you will have your answer. So let me show you one problem. So here is a question from HackerRank. So on HackerRank, the problem description, the first paragraph is basically the description about the problem, and it is in this problem it is given that you are given a square matrix, and you have to just calculate the absolute difference of its both diagonals. I have chosen a pretty straightforward question, so that just you get to know just about the basics of the language. And then if you move forward, then there will be input format, which will which will tell you the way the problem the way that you have to code the solution. So it tells that the first line contains a number n, which will be the number of rows and columns. Since it is a square matrix, so we don't need both rows and column number, so it's just the size. And then we will be given the whole matrix. So let me tell you what the problem is. So this is if n is 3. So if n is 3, this is the matrix. Then what we have to do is we just have to calculate the absolute difference of these two diagonals. So we already know that the primary diagonal is that the I and j are same, and the secondary diagonal is that the sum is equal to the size. And since in C++ the array is zero based indexed, so we just make I and j sum is equals to the size minus 1, since it is zero indexed. So let's check the code. So template which you must follow, and uh, I will explain you the details of this basic template. So the first line, that is include bit standard C++. If you are reading from any other source, you might be including IO stream, and if you want to include some other header files, then you mention all of them. But bit slash standard C++ includes all of the possible header files, so you don't have to take care of all the so you don't have to take care of all that. and then the basic int main. And these three lines are used for optimizing the code. Uh, Basically, this helps in fast input output. And you just have, this is a basic template which everyone follows. So you just have to write these lines, and the actual code which you have to implement, you should write it just below this line or just replace it. So let's move to the code. So let me increase the size. So first of all, I inputted the size of the array, and then I made a 2D matrix. If you have followed the beginner's tutorial, you must be knowing all of these. So, and then I looped from each rows, and then from each columns, and inputted all the numbers in that matrix. And then what we have to do is have to loop all the possible values and calculate the sum. So first we have to declare the two sum, that is sum for diagonal 1 and sum for diagonal 2. The same double for loops. And then if the sum is n minus 1, if the sum of that the index of that specific cell is n minus 1, then we will add it to diagonal 1. And if both of their indices are same, then we will add it to sum 2. And we just have to print the absolute sum. So if just check it once before submitting. Copy the sample test case from here and check if it is giving the actual output. Since here it was given that the sample output is 515 and our output matches, so we'll submit this code. You can also split the screen like this, so that this gives a quite cool feeling, and it also supports dark mode, so it's quite preferable for quite many users. So just replace all this code. We don't need this, and just submit the code. On submitting, all the test cases will run, and you will be given a verdict that is accepted. So what if you fail sometimes? What if you don't get a accepted verdict? So if you submit, then you will be given a few test cases will fail, and if you want to unlock them, you will have to use your hackos. What is hackos in hacker rank is hackos are basically points which will be given to you when you solve some questions, and if you use hackos, you can unlock the test case, and you can check which test case went wrong, and you can compare your output from there. And if you are unable to solve the question, then here is an editorial section, and when you visit there, then a few good coders will help you with it, and will help you with the actual solution, and also a description explaining what the problem actually suggests. So that's all for problem solving on HackerRank. And the next part is a very good contest is running on HackerRank, that is Project Euler. It is a very good contest for number theory. You must all try it sometime. And that's all for HackerRank. And let's move forward to Code Forces. And Eshaan will help you with that.
Hello, is my screen visible?
Not yet. Yes, it is.
All right. So hello, I'm Eshaan. I'll be telling you about Code Forces, which is the most popular coding platform. Now, the aspect of programming which actually makes it exciting is the competitiveness that it offers. Like when you code at Code Forces, you are actually when you actually take part in some contest, you are competing with coders all around the world. So when once you create an account, like this is my account, now the most popular thing at Code Forces is the rating system it offers. Like this number is your rating. Now, what does your rating mean? Rating is a measure of your performance level, and it changes as and when you perform in some contest. Like if you perform good, your rating is going to increase. If you perform like bad, if you don't perform that good, then your rating is going to decrease. All right. So based upon your rating, you have some ranks on the Code Forces system. Now, when you haven't given any contest, your initial rating is 0. Now, once when you give your first contest, you become a newbie, and your rating can fall below 0 as well if you keep on performing bad and bad, right? So from 0 to 1199, you are a newbie. Then you become a pupil once you cross this barrier, and from 1200 to 1399, you remain a pupil. Then you become a specialist from 1400 to 1599. Then you become an expert from 1600. Once you cross 1900, you become a candidate master. And then after crossing 2100, you become a master. And when you reach this 2400 plus mark, you become a grandmaster. And this is considered a brilliant achievement, right? So this is for the rating system. Now, on Code Forces, you are divided into divisions, right? There are 3 main divisions in Code Forces, like division 1, 2, and 3. Also, for a participant, there are 2 types of contest. A contest would either be rated or would be unrated. Now, what does a rated contest mean? A rated contest means that if you participate in that contest, your rating is going to change, like it is going to decrease or increase based upon your performance. Unrated contests do not affect your ratings. If you can participate in them and still your rating won't be affected. Right. Now, based upon these divisions, there are several contests that are organized on Code Forces. Now, what do you mean by contest? A contest is actually a competition which is 2 to 3 hours long, and you will be offered 6 to 7 problems, 6 to 7 or 8 problems maybe. And based upon your performance, like based upon the number of problems you solve and how fast you solve them, both the things matter, the number and the speed. You get some rating delta, like it is going to increase or decrease. So first comes the division 3 contests, which are rated for participants having rating less than 1600. Like if you have a rating from 0 to 1599 and you participate in some division 3 contest, then your rating is going to increase or decrease. Right. Division 3 is highly recommended for beginners. It is meant for beginners. The problems are such that you are easily able to solve a few of the problems, and the remaining problems, like you can learn the new concepts from them. Then comes the division 2 contests and the educational rounds. These are two of the contests that are most regularly organized on this platform. Like once in a week, you usually have a division 2 contest, and once in 2 or 3 weeks, you usually have an educational round. Now, these contests are rated for participants having rating less than 2100. Now, all participants from 0 to 2099 can participate in the division 2 and the educational rounds. But there is a check over here. Suppose division 2 rounds and division 1 rounds are organized on the same day, then this range is shortened to 1900. Like, and all the other participants participate in the division 1 round. Like when these 2 contests are organized together, the division 2 becomes rated till 1900, and all the participants with rating greater than 1900 participate in the division 1 round. Now there is also this global round which is organized regularly, which is organized periodically during the year. Like this year it was organized 6 times. The previous year also it was organized 6 times. And these global rounds are rated for everyone, right? Now suppose by chance you miss some contest, you don't have that much time to take part in some contest. So you can also give this contest virtually. Now what does a virtual contest mean? A virtual contest is just like the original contest, but your rating is not going to change. You can sit for 2 hours and give a contest virtually. All the events that happened during the real contest will be simulated by the servers along with your submissions as well. So your rating is not going to change, but it is like a practice to some contest, and it is highly recommended for beginners. Like if you are not able to participate good in the contest, then it is recommended that you take part in some virtual contests because it builds your contest temperament, right? So this is all about the contests and the rating system. Like I am going to show you some contests over here. Like you see, the recent contest was an educational round. Like it was the educational round 101, and it was rated for Division 2, as I said. Then you also have these, like I said, when the Division 1 round and the Division 2 round are organized simultaneously. This is an example to it. Like this one, which was held on 19th December, it was both for Division 1 and Division 2. Now Division 2 round was rated till 1900, and all the participants above 1900 participated in the Division 1 round. All right. And here this is the Code Forces round 690. Then this was a Division 3 round, which was rated only till 1600, and it was for beginners, right? And all other participants who have rating greater than 1600 can participate unofficially in it. It is unrated for them. They can only participate. Their rating is not going to change. Then here is an example of the Code Forces global round. It was organized on December 6, and this is a Division 2 round, only Division 2 round. There was no Division 1, and so this was rated till 2100. You will get more acquainted with this once you begin practicing. Now coming to how are you going to practice on this platform. So you see this problem set over here. You click on problem set, and you see like Code Forces has almost infinite problems to offer to you. Like each 2 to 3 days, 6 new problems are added to the system. All right. So each problem has some difficulty over here. Like the easiest problem is rated 800, and the most difficult is perhaps 3500 above, like 3500 or 3700. I don't remember. But the easiest problem is 800, and as this difficulty grows, like as you go from 800 to 3500, the rating of the problem significantly increases. Like you see this topmost problem, power sockets, it is of 2600 rating, and only 305 people could solve it. So when you are a beginner, you should not jump to these problems immediately, because you won't be able to you won't be able to apply anything to it. Like you can even give it a go. You just open this problem and try. You won't be able to do it, I'm sure. So what you do, you see this green mark over here. You just click over here, these two arrows, and this arrow sorts the problem in descending order with respect to the submissions. Like you see, this watermelon problem has been solved by 1,90,000 people almost. This way too long words problem has been solved by 1,40,000 people almost, 1,35,000 people almost. So beginners, I recommend you that you sort the problem with respect to this green tick, with respect to the number of submissions, and then start doing some problems. Like this will help you get acquainted with the Code Forces platform. So like when you now I'll be telling you how you submit a problem on this system. Now I'll be taking a problem from the recent contest. Just wait a second. Like here this yes, here there was a problem in game chat. Now what you had to do in this problem, like when you open a problem, like see on the top you see this name. Then you have this time limit per test and memory limit per test. These are basically your constraints. Like now when you submit your solution, your code is going to run on multiple test cases, and each test case must execute within 1 second. If your code takes greater time to execute, you will get a verdict, time limit exceeded. All right. Now, the maximum memory that you can take per test is 256 megabytes. If you take something greater than that, you will going to get a memory limit exceeded verdict. Right. Then comes the problem statement. This is the problem statement. Like you have been assigned to develop a filter for bad messages and in the in-game chat. A message is a string S of length n consisting of lowercase English letters and a character closing bracket. The message is bad if the number of characters at the end of the string is strictly greater than the number of remaining characters. So basically what you need to do is you from the last of the string, you need to count the number of these closing brackets, and if this number is greater than the remaining length of the string, the string is bad, else the string is good. So then comes the input line. Here you see that the first line says that there are t number of test cases. All right, like we will be offered t strings in any test case. You are going to be offered t strings where t ranges from 1 to 100. Like in some test case, like in this test case, you see in this example, you are offered 5 strings. All right. Now the second line says that the first line of each test case contains an integer n, which is the length of the string, which ranges from 1 to 100, and the second line contains the string itself. So this is all about the input, right? And please be very careful with these constraints, because these constraints decide the time and memory complexity of your code. And if you actually you need to think of your solution which is based upon these constraints. Which is based upon these constraints. All right. This is the output line, and it says that for each of the t-test cases, you have to print yes if the string is bad. Otherwise, you have to print no. And this is the example which basically tells you about the input and the output that you are going to see. So suppose now what you do is you have read the problem statement, you think of the idea and you code it. Like I have coded it over here. This is just a second. Like this is the code. Look, this follows the template that has already been discussed. This fast input output, include bit standard using namespace standard, and this is the code that I used during the contest. Now I have already done it. Now once you have done it, how do you submit a problem over here? What you do is you go to submit code, and you see that here you select the problem, that my problem is in-game chat. Here you select the language. Like I'll be selecting GNU G++ 17 7.3.0. This is the version which compiles the latest version of C++, right? And here I paste my code. Like I copy it from here and I paste it over here. And then I press the submit button. Now, once I press the submit button, I go to this is basically the status of my code. And when I refresh it, I get a verdict, accepted. Like my code has passed all the sample test cases and it has been accepted. Now, you can get several other verdicts as well. Like I got a wrong answer on this particular question. You can get time limit exceeded. You can get memory limit exceeded, and many other types of verdicts like runtime error. So I'll go to the status tab to show you some examples. Just wait a moment. So this is the status tab. See this person's submission. It says running on test 1. Like it is currently running on the test 1. Now this VJudge 4 submission reads that it has given a runtime error on some test case. Then this solution is accepted, and these are some examples. All right. Now also you see this time and the memory. Like I'll be showing you with my submissions only. Now what does this time and memory mean? Like 39 milliseconds means that my code took this much of time to execute, and it took a memory of 0 KB. All right. Now see this example 909C. It took about 390 milliseconds to execute and about 195400 KB. So this is basically some information about your code. All right. Now I'll be telling you if you want to practice some problems of a particular range, like if you want to practice problems of 1000 difficulty. So you go to this filter problems and filter the problems from 1000 to 1000, like upper bound to lower bound. You fill in the ranges and you click on this apply button. So I get all the problems of 1000 difficulty. Now, if I want to practice from 1000 to 1300, I just type 1300 over here and push and click the apply button. All right. Now, suppose you want to practice problems based on a particular topic. So what do? You go on this add tag button and you open this drop down box. Now here you see all those topics of based on which problems are offered on this platform. All right. So suppose you want to practice problems based on number theory. You select number theory from here and click on apply button. Now again, you notice that in all the problems that now appear on this page, you see this number theory tag. So this is basically how you do some directed practice. Like this practice is aimed at solving problems based on number theory from 1000 to 1300 difficulty range. All right. Now, suppose you are not able to think of some solution, what to do next? So there is this tutorial option on the bottom right corner under the contest materials bar. You see this tutorial option. You click on tutorial, and the solution to the problem actually opens. Like suppose you couldn't solve this C problem, you read the tutorial and try to implement it yourself. Try to just write the code yourself. After knowing the logic, try to write the code yourself. Suppose you're not able to write the code yourself, then you see the solution. So this is recommended. All right. Now about all the upcoming contests, you always get this under this pay attention, you get to know about the coming contests. Also, you can learn about the upcoming contest by clicking on this contests bar. And like you see, this goodbye 2020 round is scheduled for today, then this division 2 round is scheduled on January 8th. All right, so this is about the code forces system. And now Sobi is going to tell you about code chef.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Hello everyone, myself Sobi Jain, CSE Part 2. So I'll be introducing you all to CodeChef. So CodeChef is also a coding platform, just as Eshaan introduced you to Code Forces. So similarly here also you are having many practice problems and contests which are held regularly. So it basically hosts 3 official contests per month. One is this long challenge, second is cook off, and third is lunchtime. So long challenge has a duration of 10 days, and generally the number of questions which are offered by the contest are 10, and it starts on the first Friday of every month. Similarly, cook off the duration is 2.5 hours and 5 to 6 questions are there. And in lunchtime, the duration is 3 hours and the questions are again 5 to 6. Both cook off and lunchtime are held once in a month and most probably on weekends. So among these 3, the most important for you all currently is long challenge, since it is having 10 questions and the time duration offered is also quite more. So it helps you to gain the concepts of the question and you can apply more time on solving each and every question. Plus, like code forces, similarly here also we have some rating systems. So as in code forces, it was there like newbie and specialist, expert, and also here we have this kind of rating system. So like if it is 1 star, then your rating is between 0 to 1399, and similarly it will go on. And let me make one thing very clear to you all, that this rating completely depends on how you perform in the contests and not on how many questions you solve during the practice. So I'll show you how it looks like. So this is the home page of CodeChef. So here in this practice and learn tab, you can search problem by tags, and here tutorials are available for the contests. And if you want to check that what all contests have been already hosted or what all are the upcoming contests, so here you can see January challenge. So what just now that I told you about long challenge, so basically it is written like this: January challenge, February challenge, since it is held every month. And here in this tab you can see all the running contests that are running currently. So I'll show you this in all the past contests, that how do you solve a question and submit it. So here you can see in this present contest tab that these 4 contests are running at present, and this future contest. Here you can see this January challenge. It will start from 1st of January and it will continue till 11th of January. Although it is clashing with your midsems, but I would highly recommend you all to solve these questions during the contest because it is going to help you a lot. Similarly, January cook-off will be held on 24th January. So here all the future contests are there. And here is a list of past contests. So here I will show you about December challenge. So here it is. It was hosted from 4th December to 14th December. So as there are 3 divisions in code forces, so here we have 2 divisions. For the people who have rating greater than 1800, they belong to division 1, and those who have less than 1800, they belong to division 2. So suppose you want to enter in the contest, so you will be knowing your division and which division you belong. So here is a set of all these problems. So here you can see that it had, here is a tab for successful submissions. That means this question was the easiest. So if we go to this question, vaccine production. So in this part, you are given the problem statement. This is almost same as code forces. I'm just making you familiar with the platform. And here they are telling you that what all variables they are denoting for the input values. Here they have mentioned what the output is expected from you, and again constraints which are very important that you need to pay attention, otherwise you are going to get a time limit exceeded, memory limit exceeded, or compilation error or any kind of verdict, and your code won't be accepted. In code forces there are no subtasks. Basically you need to get all the test cases passed, but here in some of the questions they give you subtasks. That is if the input statements are based on these conditions, then you are going to get 30 points. But if what all are the original constraints, and your code and your code works for all those constraints, then you are going to get all the points. Here basically each question is for 100 points. So suppose, and here they have given you the example test cases. So in case and you want to submit your code, so you will go here, and whatever code you might have written, you will paste it here. Then from here you can run your code on this compiler of CodeChef, and this submit button is to submit your code. Plus here you need to check that in what language you have written your code. Plus suppose in case you want to check that what others have submitted, so in this all submissions tab you will see all those submissions by other people. And in my submissions tab, since I have not submitted this problem, if you would have submitted the problem, so you would have got an entry of your submitted problem. Okay, now continue. Sharabh?
Hello. Yeah, wait a second. Is it visible? My screen? Hello?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Fine. So after you all have become familiar with these coding platforms, now the next question comes in your mind, that how to start with CP and what order you should follow, what resources you should see. So let's check that. Now, this is the complete roadmap for you all, right? So this is a 1 month roadmap basically, and you can continue it further too. So the step one is you should learn basic C++ or C, right? So you can learn any kind of language, but C++ is recommended. And finally, you have to set up your own environment, right? So like you can set up VS Code, or you can set up Sublime, and it is available on Corp's YouTube channel how to set up that thing. The second step is start solving easy problems from HackerRank. So Ankit has already discussed like what is the interface of HackerRank and how can you sort the problems and all. So start solving easy problems from HackerRank. You can get the link here. Now the third step is begin with A2OJ A ladder. Thus we can get familiar with code forces. So I can show you what is A2OJ A ladder. So basically A2OJ is a site, right? So it has various questions and various contest type of thing, but it is a problem set basically. So 100 problems are being sorted out from the code forces, which are of division to A ladder. So I have opened division to A ladder, where there are 100 questions, and they are the questions of code forces, right? So you can open any question. So it will it will show you the code forces link, and you can submit on your own the problem. And these are really the good problems for beginners. They contain heavy implementation based question and some logic also. So these are recommended for the beginners. So you should follow this A2OJ ladder. Then the step 4 is learn basic concepts from COPS YouTube channel, right? So if you have done the implementation questions and you are familiar with CP, then now comes the time when you should learn new concepts and apply those algorithms or data structure in the contest. So you have to learn basic concepts, and we have made COPS YouTube channel which has beginner playlist where you can easily find those. And the fifth step is, after you have done everything, you should try some contest, and definitely you will not be able to solve all the questions in the contest. So you have to ask doubts from your mentors. You have been allotted the mentors, and if you haven't been allotted the mentor yet, like you haven't filled the form yet, then you can contact any of the mentors or any of your friends and ask them to tell the mentors that add you two in the group. Fine. So this is the basic roadmap. Now comes the important resources. What resources you should follow? So these five are the major resources which we use. The first one is COPS YouTube channel. Definitely, we have made a complete beginner playlist, and a document is attached in the video description for every video, which has additional resources and practice problems. Like I can show you one video. Suppose I'm opening this video, string STL. Wait a minute. Right. So what is happening? Wait. Okay. Suppose I'm opening this video. Uh, so fine. So here in the group description, here in the video description, you can get the doc link, and in the doc link you can see it contains all the information of that topic, and here are the attached resources along with the practice problems. So suppose this is a topic of arrays, vectors, and pairs. So every topic has corresponding resources. So if you want to know more about that topic, you can easily go to the resources and see about the topic. So every video has this feature. And next one is GFG, Geeks for Geeks. And if you have any kind of doubt, really any kind of doubt, whether in syntax or anything, you can just Google it and write GFG. Right. Suppose I want to learn vector, so I can just write vector and write GFG. So the first link you will see will be the vector, and the site will be Geeks for Geeks. So Geeks for Geeks site has almost all kind of programming concepts and doubts, right? So this is a very important site. The third one is CP algorithms. So right now it's not recommended for you, but suppose you have done some beginner topics, then for intermediate and advanced topics, CP algorithm is the best site for content like algorithm and any topic, right? Yeah. So this is the thing, CP algorithm. The next one is COPS POTW. So COPS POTW is the COPS IIT BHU website for the competitive programmers, and this was made by our seniors, and it has various resources available. So first you should go to the YouTube channel, and after that search that topic in the COPS POTW, right? So if you have suppose STL, you are studying STL, then you can see the resources which has tutorials and problem associated. So like we have made YouTube channel for you all guys, our seniors have made this COPS POTW, and it has really very nice resources, and we all have studied from here only, right? So this fourth resource is COPS POTW, the link is provided here. And the last one is CP handbook, right? So those who really love to read, they can refer to this book. It is an amazing book which has all kind of techniques and tricks which are applied in CP regularly, right? So CP handbook is really good for beginners. Not only for beginners, it has the whole CP content, right? So from beginner to advanced level, you can follow this book. You just have to select the chapter, which topic you want to read. This is also one of the major resources, right? Okay, now comes the opportunity part. So there are an ample of opportunities in CP, which we have already discussed during COPS orientation. But along with it, there are some special opportunities available only to girls, which Sobi will tell you about it. So Sobi, you can continue.
Huh. So, first, let me be very clear that these opportunities are restricted to girls. So, let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, majorly, there are 4 recruiters which come for girls after their second year. That means you have to apply for these companies, for these internships during your second year, and you get a chance to do intern under these after your second year in the summer vacations. So basically, first one is She Codes, another is Google Step Intern, third is Microsoft Codes, and the last is Uber She++. These are the major internships, but besides these, you can always go for off campus and all. So I'll start with She Codes. So basically, its registration starts in October, and for this, shortlisting is based on your resume. So it won't in your resume it won't ask you that what all part of CP you know or what. So basically, it is based on your CPI. Plus, they also see that what all projects you have done during your college years. So, in case you get shortlisted, then it is followed by a coding round. So, in this, whatever is asked is purely CP based. That is, it will ask you data structure and algorithms, and it will be really basic. So that's why we are trying to tell you that it is very important that in case you start CP early, then you have a lot many opportunities at an early stage. And after, in case you clear a clear coding round, and finally there's an interview, after which you get an internship after in the summers of your second year. So next is Google Step Intern. So for this, the registration start in December, and shortlisting is done on the basis of your resume. In for Google, there is no coding round. You are, in case you are selected on the basis of your resume, then you are directly eligible for a interview. So there might be one interview or two interviews, like nothing is fixed. But in case you just have a single interview, then either you didn't perform well or you perform extremely well, that they have already selected you. But generally, there are two interviews, and they're also based on CP. They can ask you theory about data structures and algorithms, and they can also give you a problem statement, and you need to code it then and there. So in these interviews, either they can ask you to code for 2 to 3 simple questions, or they will give you a very good single question to solve it. And next is Microsoft Codes. So for this registrations, like the tentative dates are scheduled in March, and here the shortlisting is not done on the basis of your resume. There is a coding test which you need to pass, and again it is based on DSA. This is followed by an ideathon. It is basically like a group discussion, and you are given a problem. So in group, you need to solve those problem and come up with some solutions. So based on the basis of this, you are selected for an interview round. So in case you clear the interview round, then you are eligible for the internship. And last is Uber She++. For this also, the registration start in March, and shortlisting is done on the basis of coding test and not the resume. Then in case there's an exception with this Uber She++, like as I told, for the rest three, you are eligible for an internship after you complete your second year. But for Uber, you are eligible for a camp kind of thing, but you get an internship only after your third year. Plus, one advantage is there that whenever you sit for on-campus interviews for your internships, you don't have to sit for the coding round, because in case you clear the coding round in March, then you are directly eligible for the interviews. So with all these step interns and all that you do after your second year, these are very helpful, like for learning point of view. Plus it gets added in your resume, and it gets very easy to get internships after your third year or fourth year, like for BTech and IDD respectively. Plus if you perform well, there during the internships, then you can easily get an PPO. So this was all. Next.
Okay, wait, I am presenting. Is it visible? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, right. What are the future plans? Right. What will be the future proceedings of the club? So for that, we have NP Compete. It will be the first contest for freshers, and it will be organized by second year right of this CPG group. So the tentative date is around 25th January, right? So it will be between 23rd to 30th, like last week of January, and the final date will be announced soon. So it will be around 24 hours long contest. It can be more than that, but at least it will be of 24 hours so that you have sufficient time to implement your code, as well as if somebody has not finished the basic topics yet and just know about the basic C++ or programming language, then that child also have the opportunity to participate in the contest. And but in 24 hours is a lot of time in which you can easily study the concept and implement them in the contest as well. So that is why we have made it long contest, and there is no defined syllabus for that. You just have to know about the basic implementation of programming language, and some basic concepts are more than sufficient. So for the basic concepts, you can obviously refer to the COPS YouTube channel, beginner playlist, and the mentors are allotted to you. They will guide you about these topics, and you can easily ask doubts from them. And now I should make it very clear that the participation in NP Compete will be mandatory for all of you. Like if you want to join CPG group and continue in the CPG group afterwards, so you have to give the NP Compete. And the details will be shared later. We will be selecting around 100 to 150 students in the CPG group after this NP Compete. But right now, basically, you should focus on studying a language and then follow the steps which I have already told you. Right. So that's all from our side. These are the contributors. So special thanks to Mihil Bhaiya. He is the Joint Secretary of COPS IIT BHU for his constant guidance and support. And for any query, feel free to contact any of us. You can also ask doubts from your mentors. And so that's all from our side. Thank you. Right. So if you have any doubt, you can ask it in the group chat. No, NP Compete will not be language specific. Can we begin on code shift simultaneously? Yes, you have to participate in the January long challenge, which is going to start at 1st January. What are the prizes? We will tell you about that. Don't worry.
Sharab,
Uh,
there is someone who asked that should he switch from Java to C++?
No, Java is fine, but yeah, this is the thing that most of the seniors use C++. So if you have problem in logics and all, then obviously they will help you out. But that might be possible that your group mentor doesn't know about Java. So it's your wish. Like you can continue CP in Java and simultaneously you can learn C++ too. But there is no problem. You can continue with Java also. But you have to be somewhat independent in implementation.
Someone just asked about internship opportunity for boys. So you do have opportunities, but it's just that you get to intern after your third year.